Hello everyone, just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone who's been sending messages. I haven't been showing my face a lot lately, but I'm alright. Surgery went okay and I'm now 2 weeks post surgery. Still have the glue on, I don't know if you can see, and I can't really move my neck too far. Unfortunately, bad news came after the surgery, but we'll talk about that maybe on Sunday. We might do a little update. We didn't want to make this episode about that. It's about the boat. So that's what's gonna happen. Stu is gonna be working on something very exciting and I'm gonna leave you with him. So yeah, cheers everyone and see you on Sunday. Bye.
For those of you who don't know, when we bought the boat, the engine was, well, it wasn't in a good way. So we decided to buy a second-hand Yanmar, and the Yanmar we bought came with an angled gearbox, but we needed a parallel box. We bought a second engine just for the gearbox, but we didn't like it. Well, let me rephrase, I didn't like it. It wasn't right. So I found a gearbox on eBay in England. So I flew out to England, grabbed it from a friend's house, but it was sold spares or repairs. So the mission at the moment is to whip the gearbox off, have a look at the state of the cone, see if it's in tolerance, change the oil seals, give it a bit of a service and reinstall it. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just going to start this ball rolling. I'll show you where I'm at. This here is the gearbox. So what we've got, 2, 4, 6, 8 bolts. I'll whip those off, cut the structural cable ties holding on the prop shaft and go down to the mechanics. 1, 2. I'm gonna need a bigger socket set.
What? Like an adult size one?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. So it's 6 bolts and 2 nuts. So we take the bolts off first. Sweet. Cut the cable ties. One job that I would really like to get done this winter is get the engine bolted down. How big's the spindle, people? Have I got enough space? Probably not. Let's see. There we are. Yeah, load of space. Alright, there's the gearbox. There we go. Wasn't so bad. Got the gearbox in the vise. Check this thing out. It's pretty good. So the thing you got to remember is it's a you got to do it up to take it off. Reverse thread. Oh, and there you go. And there we are. Oh no, I'm doing it up. It's like muscle memory, isn't it? And that's the first part. Now we've got to just take the gearbox off the bell housing. So now undo all of these. And look at that. Life's actually easier with the drill. Whee. So you normally have a cup to put everything in, but I don't have a cup, so hopefully I don't lose any. So I need to order up all the seals. I've got 3 seals and an O-ring to order up, and I can't find all 4 items from one place, so it's pretty ridiculous. Okay, let's see if we can get this off. Yep, that's off. Sweet. I probably will leave it there and come back in the morning and ask for some more assistance. I'll give it a little go. I might be able to. I've just got to take this little shifter off. And then I might be able to get the whole assembly out. I had to get the shifter off. which needed a screwdriver and a hammer, but alright, there we go. We're at the business end now. Really don't know what I'm doing. Tighten that up. Ooh, it's coming. Sweet. As per the instructions, obviously, I've put this back on. Now I want to try and get this nut off here so I can pull the other bearing off. So I've had to put the trusty little bolt in here just to hold it. And, okay, there we go. So we've got that one off now. There we go. Boing. So now if I take that one off, and then that one. Let's check out the wear. Probably looks alright. Smells oily. No, it's identical to the other one. Don't know if you can see, but just here there's a tiny little, and I think that's where they join it, not a imperfection. So I don't know if they do need replacing. But I think with the clean and re-oiling, yeah, I think they seem alright. So now the next thing is how do I get this cone out? So to remove this, I think I just grab the cone and pull it up. It says there's a pin, but I can't seem to find this pin. That's what we're looking at. I got it. So it's all apart now. This little clip was somewhat tricky. I've sent the email off to get the quote for the parts. See, it does grip. Look at that. Some kind of pretty. I think it needs a new cone. It's said to measure this distance here, and it's like 4 mil out. So yeah, I think we have to get a new cone. A few seals and the like. But look at this. This is pretty cool. Whee! Whee! So yeah, get all these bits put away and come back to it. Need 2 new nuts. There's a whole list of bits that I need, but we'll get to it. So we're back from the hospital. Marina seems alright, you know. She'll get better. But most importantly, whilst we were away, this box of treasure arrived. It's quite nice. Here, check this out. That is the new cone. So pretty excited about that. Nice little seal. Another seal, one very expensive nut, and another very expensive nut, and some O-rings, and the cone. We're going to start with the easy things and try and get this oil seal out. So that's the first seal out. They look pretty similar, but I think it's that one. So we've just got to get this one popped in. All right. Okay. So I think that first one went in acceptable. It's really hard to tell. Here's hoping. Here is the next seal that needs to be removed. Wait. Wait. Ta-da! There we go. Giving it a bit of a clean. Looks alright. Try to get as much gunk off as possible. Get all the old oil out. Now I've just got to tap in this seal. This one here. Not too bad, if you can see that. Yeah, that'll do. We've got one more seal to change in the selector, and we need to just clean up these bits before we can really move forward. So I've got my brake cleaner, got a couple of rags. I'm just gonna try and clean out as much oil as possible and pretty them up as much as I can. Yeah, I'm just cleaning stuff now. Okay. And then I've got one more seal to do. And then I think I can start putting it all back together.
The ground assembly?
Yeah. Cool. And yeah, I do need to lap it, but it's only 5 turns each way.
Oh, okay, that's nothing.
Yeah.
The biggest thing about that is ultra cleaning afterwards to get all that grinding paste out.
Yeah. So I've got brake cleaner and oil and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
The mechanic always giving me advice, which is good. Ooh, don't want to drop that. Could land on my toe. This is where the selector goes. Look, 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 look. It's been a little bit stubborn. But there it is, it's out. I think that's okay. So now I can get that last seal in. Those are 3 seals done, those bits cleaned. Just see it got a little bit butchered, but it's okay. We have a new one. For that size oil seal, this 30mm socket seems okay. Yeah, I'll probably do. Okay, so that's that. This bit goes inside. I don't know if I did it right or not, but it's in neutral, the other gear. Yeah, the spring popped off a couple of times, which was slightly annoying. Yeah. Okay, O-ring is on. So now I need to actually do the thinking. I've done the bits I can do without thinking. Now I need to do the bits with thinking. I've now got to lap the cone. This is the new cone, nice and shiny, much the same as the old one. I've now got to lap them, and I'm struggling with one bit. So here there's the bevel, here there's no bevel. These two gears are identical, and I just don't know which way round the cone should sit, because it works both ways. Large, so that's the large, that's the small. So am I right in assuming that the large will go on the forward gear and the small will go on the reverse gear? I don't know. Let me try and do a touch more research. Yeah, just forward large gear. And guess what so it's forward large gear, guess what the reverse gear is called? Reverse large gear. So yeah, just struggling with that. I might need to go over the previous video to double check. Reverse large gear, forward large gear. So yeah, doesn't really help. Okay. Might have had a breakthrough. Reverse has 60 and forward has 59. So that's forward, and that. So yeah, 59, 60. Okay. Alright, I think we're getting somewhere. So that mark means it's reverse. That's the reverse gear. That's the forward gear. Haha. Sure you are. We figured out the royal way, which way this goes. It says in the manual.
Yeah, Stu is not good at reading manuals.
Don't need to, I can just instinctively know.
Even though it comes in a big square saying notice.
Yeah, but it's like one sentence. I was already bored at that point. How much do you reckon we need?
don't know.
So there's a little bit of the lapping jus.
And now wait. You need to push and turn the clutch gear about 5 times, both clockwise and counterclockwise.
1,
Pushing.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Couple extra. So that's the first one lapped, apparently.
It's like glitter.
Yeah. So now all of these need cleaning.
This apparently now is very, very, very important that the lapping paste is cleaned because, yeah, it's very, how you say?
Sandy.
Scratchy.
I think that's as clean as it's going to get. Now we've got to check the manual and see the next stages. So that is the reverse gear, this, and then the thrust collar. So I've just got to double check which thrust collar. There's 2 types, and it's one of these, A and B. Okay, I think we found the information out. Okay, so thrust collar A, and then this one. So I've got to hammer that down. Oh, there's a cat. Get that on, and then I can turn it over and work on the other side. So let's have a go at hammering it down. Just heating up the bearing, and hopefully it will just slip over here nice and neatly. If not, we might just need to encourage it. Awesome. Nice. I always get so panicked wondering whether I'm doing it right. So we'll just wait for that to cool down and then try the next bit. That one's on. Then, there's a little recess for it. We're going to try the heating trick again to get that one on. Not enough. It's hot. No. Needs to be hotter. Oh. 2 for 2. Now we'll let that cool down, and then some other bits need to go on. It's cooled down. Now the bearing race. On goes the large forward gear. One of those, and this one, and then this one needs to go on. There we go. And then next we just have 2 nuts to put on. Bad news, the bearing fell apart. Oh, shit. So I'm gonna go see if I can find another one. Yay. So we've got to tighten up this nut first, and then we can do the bottom nut. So we have a torque thing, and it's a left-handed thread, so it needs to go that way. We'll soon find out. Well, that's all of it anyway.
Give it a good waddy.
Whoosh. That's pretty tight.
And you just bash your locking tab in.
More or less.
More. You want to get that really in there. Watch the fingers. I mean, it's got it.
All right. You reckon that's
Yeah, I
it?
mean it's in there. It's locked it. You can make it go all the way down, but it's just there as a vibration part. So it is to lock it so it doesn't come off, because you'll never fear you will not see this again until at some point it breaks. But
all right. There's the little tab that needed to get whacked in. Now next is to put the gearbox together and do up the last nut. Mark made a good point to put the gear selector in before I close it up. That bit needs to be there. There we go. Now it's in neutral, which might have to be there. Goes that way, does nothing, goes that way. Okay, I think that could be it, people. I've tried it out, the mechanic gave it the nod, so now I'm going to seal it up with this liquid gasket, and hopefully once the mechanics are back they can just give me a hand torquing up the last nut. I was a bit worried and the like, but the one Mark, the mechanic, one of them, it's Mark and Matt here, and Mark, he has a look, he's like, yeah, it's fine, don't worry, I'll give it another pass. Ooh. Listen to that rain. Earlier, bright sunshine, rain. It is a wet year. Now we're doing inner pass. What do you reckon? Is that enough? Probably. Okay, I think that's that. Let's see how much goo came out the back. Oi. Yeah, it seems to have a nice seal all the way round. There's the seal, and now I just wait. It says I've got to wait like 24 hours. So I've got the oil. Cheers for that, Ronnie. Wait for that to go off. Fill up with oil. Tighten that in some order.
24 hours later.
Well, this is it. This is the last nut, and it's quite a torque on it. So.
no, I'll hold it now. Oh, he's gone. Yeah, I do 2 pairs of hands here.
Oh, cheers, lads. All right.
No, don't jerk it. Don't jerk a torque wrench.
Okay.
Come on, yank on it.
Oh, I can't. That's
Switch places.
right.
See what we can do.
Okay.
There's only 2 hands on here, though. That's slippery. There you go.
Well, that's that.
There you go, sir.
Nice one. Cheers, lads. Now I'll just bash it in, and hopefully that's that. So take a little bit of grease, put that on the shaft, or the spindle, whatever you want to call it. There's probably enough. Yuck. Yeah, no. The gearbox is held on with six bolts and 2 nuts. Just put a bit of grease on everything so they can come off once we're underway. So there's the gearbox in place. Now I've just got to do up the nuts. That is that. That is the gearbox in place. We'll mess about with this at a later stage. Yeah, pretty happy. There it is. Cool. Alright, done. Thanks all for watching this week's episode. I know it was a little bit mechanical, but it's the life. It's kind of fun though. Cheers to DMS for all their help and support on this project. They've been there whenever I've, hello, I need a hand, I need a hand. So I really want to thank them. French Marine helped as well with a few little bits, which was brilliant. They a bit of advice. They gave us a couple of pennies off, which was nice because I said I'd give them a shout out. So cheers French Marine. And yeah, we'll be around Sunday night where we'll upload a video of what's happening in our personal lives, and we'll be, I think they call it a premiere. So we'll be there online watching it with you. Live. And that is pretty much about it. Here's the gearbox. It's in. It probably works. I'm already on the next project, so no time to waste. The freezer's gonna have to take a bit of a backseat at the moment, but that is a whole nother story.
You know us, we like to make 8 jobs out of one.
No, it's not that, we just like to drag one job on for years. So, cheers for watching all. Thanks for everyone that's helped. Cheers for everyone that's supported us through these times with Patreon, Coffee, PayPal, and buying bits off the wish list. We'll see you Sunday, and next week we're back to normal boat work. Yay. Goodbye.